Do you want to export your data from SQL Server directly into Excel? I'll show you how to do this first with a single table and then from a specific SQL query. To export a single table from SSMS, first find the database that contains the table you want to export. Right-click on the database and select Tasks, then Export Data. A welcome screen will appear. Click Next. For the data source, click the drop-down and select SQL Server Native Client. The server name and authentication method should be automatically populated, but you can change them if you need. The database should already be populated as well, which is Gravity in this example. Click Next. On the Choose a Destination screen in the Destination drop-down, select Microsoft Excel. For the Excel file path, click Browse. Find a location on your computer where you want to save the file. Enter a file name and click Open. I'll use a name of Book Records as we will export a table called Book, and we'll select that shortly. The folder path and file name will be populated into the text box here. In the Excel version, select the latest version, which is Excel 2016. Click Next. You may get an error about missing files. I got this error for many different versions of Excel, and from what I've found, it's an issue with the mismatch of 32-bit and 64-bit with Microsoft Office, SSMS and some add-on files. However, I can select Office 97 to 2003, and then I can convert the file later. So I'll select this and click Next. On the next screen, leave the first option selected, which is Copy data from one or more tables or views. Click Next. Now we can see a list of tables in the database. Select the table you want to export. You can select more than one and they will appear as separate sheets in the Excel file. I'll select Book in this example, then click Next. You'll see some details of the columns of the table and how they will be mapped to spreadsheet columns. The defaults are usually okay, so click Next. On the Save and Run Package screen, ensure Run Immediately is checked. We don't need to save an SSIS package, so we can leave that unchecked. Click Next. On the final screen, click Finish to start the process. After a few seconds or minutes, depending on the size of your table, the export will complete. I see all green ticks here, meaning it has worked. You may get errors in this process, and if so, you can go back and adjust the settings to resolve them, depending on the error. Now click Close. I'll open the Excel file we just created. We can see the file here with all of the columns and rows in the table. What if you have a query instead and you want to export these results to an Excel file? We have a query here that gets some book details and the number of sales. To export the results from this query as an Excel file, we can't just right-click on the results, but we can follow the same export data process as earlier. First, select the query and copy it. Then right-click on the Gravity database again, then go to Tasks and Export Data. We'll follow the same process as earlier. Click Next on the Welcome screen. For the data source, select SQL Server Native Client and click Next. For the destination, choose Microsoft Excel. Click Browse and specify the location and file name for the file to create. Choose the same Excel version as earlier. Now here's where the difference is. On this screen, we will select the second option, which is Write a query to specify the data to transfer. Then click Next. You'll see a text box for the SQL statement. Paste your SQL query in here. You can click Parse to check if it is valid. Then click Next. On the Source Table screen, click Next. You'll see the same data type mapping screen and you can click Next. On this screen, leave the Run Immediately checked and click Next again. Finally, click Finish. The query will be run and the file will be created to store the results. Click Close once the process has completed. We can open the file we created in Excel. We can see the results here. The tab is called Query and it shows the results of the query we ran. SSMS has a range of helpful features like this. You'll want to watch this video next, which gives you a tour of many different features in SSMS so you can improve how you use the tool. Thanks for watching.